channel. This is Serendipity of Aeons, and as you can see, we're not doing Chrono Cross anymore. We're doing Mystic Destinies Echoes now. This is a spin-off to Mystic Destinies Serendipity of Aeons. I played Mystic Destinies Serendipity of Aeons, so I know what's going on, but if you haven't played it, that's okay. I'm not gonna give any spoilers because the game's really good, and I tend to play this game after I finish Chrono Cross. This is a really good game. It's just the game is long. Anyway, so this is a spin-off sequel type of thing, and they're both made by Iron Dream Studios, and Iron Dream Studios is very good. I like they're very good. I like them. They've made the Mystic Destinies, this, and they've also made To the Edge of the Sky, which I've been following that too. Anyway, so
This is the first time
I am trying to get over a very bad cold. I'm not having all the symptoms. It's just I still have to cough. So you may hear me cough sometimes during that, and I will apologize in advance. But anyway, so let's just begin, okay? Chapter 1, Tide Rising. Foxtail Bar, a popular hangout spot for young Yoru locals, which is basically the same thing as saying of college-age kids up to no good. Yoru. This is new. This wasn't in Mystic Destinies, or was it? I don't think it was, this little dictionary thing, but I think it's just for people who because Mystic Destinies came out, like the last segment of Mystic Destinies came out, I think 2 years ago. So I think this is for people who, can't remember all the small stuff in the game, like the people and stuff, because I definitely can't remember everything in that game. So Yoru. While the Chowa district is known for being one of the largest magical districts in the world, the red light portion of it, known as Yoru, is known as one of the most dangerous. The scene is grungy and sometimes rough, but that suits my taste just fine. It's also a good place for anyone looking for good drinks, so my friend Pax and I come here sometimes. Look for to say often. Pax, your friend of too many years to count, you met a Yoru and have been dragged into many adventures by her. Known as the Pirate Queen, she's not entirely reliable and often goes off without mentioning where for years at a time. But that's not what we're here for today. Today we're looking for help with a little problem we've fallen into. Well, that might be an understatement. My contact informed me sorry. Like I said, I still have this nasty cold. My contact informed me an Alfear Knight had been seen hanging around this bar, so here I am. Alfear, the main ruling subrace of the Fae of Avalon. They resemble what is known as elves and human mythos. They're known for their worship of the god of chaos and general trickery. I snort, thinking about how desperate we must be to be thinking to ask a knight for help. Sipping my drink, my eyes slowly look around the room, but it only takes a moment to spot who I'm looking for. There's no doubt about it, with that armor. Oh my goodness! Yes! Yes, I knew it! I knew we were gonna see him! I knew it! When they started talking about Alfear, and the fair was like, it has to be him. It's gonna be him. It's gonna be him. Oh my god. He hasn't changed at all. I mean, I'm assuming only a year has passed since the events of Mystic Destinies, but still. Oh, it's so good to see him again. Anyway. The man stands out against the local patrons, even with only his aura. I think he's one of the love interests, isn't he? Well, I'm okay with it. I've always liked him. Even in the main game, I've always liked him. There's no doubt in my mind that man is a skilled and powerful fighter. His eye patch and scar would seem to indicate he'd escaped death on at least one occasion. The The bartender, a succubus called Serendipity, hands us both our drinks. This girl is familiar to me. She was in the previous game. This girl I've never met in my life. No, she was not in the previous game. Succubus, a subspecies of demons that are known to sustain themselves off the sexual energy of others, gained by seduction. They're looked down upon by many races. She's really cute. I like her. I don't know if that's a pink or is it pale pinkish blonde. I don't know, but I like her hair. Shirazel has always been kind to me whenever we see each other, so I give her a brief smile. Thanks, Sherry. No problem. That's what I'm here for after all. She grins at me, scooting my glass just a little closer. On the house, don't worry. Oh, thanks. Shiri follows my gaze over to the night for a moment, then turns back to us with a smile. Know him from somewhere? I look back at the night. Everything about him stands out in the bar. In fact, I'd bet he stands out in all of Yoru. He looks like the sort of guy who'd attract a lot of attention and not the good kind. Just wondering if he's who I think he is. Okay, so I just realized it says, okay, navigation disabled in demo. Let's check this out. Options. So we have save, load, auto, lexicon, which I'm guessing is this little glossary thing. Log, which is our backlog, and quit. Okay. I might have heard him. Okay. So this is a demo, so there's gonna be a lot of typos, but let me just fix this for them. I might have heard of him a while back, maybe last year or the one before. What? Really? How? There were some reports over a year ago. He's been around this area before. I don't know the details, but it seems that Elfir royalty had some issues that spilled out into this realm. Shirazel's voice suddenly chimes in from behind the counter. The knight's name is Cillian. Been coming here for a while now. Always orders a certain drink. Seems to be along his mind. She trails off, looking at his lonesome form. Pax snorts in amusement. Not exactly surprising. As put together as they like to seem to appear, the Elfir were always a damn mess. Pax picks up her drink and tosses it back in one hit. It's surprising that they managed to rule over Avalon for as long as they have been. Avalon, a realm outside of human space. Okay. So, I don't know if this is error. Most people say space-time continuum, but I'm gonna just say time-space, known for its beauty, magic, and denizens known as the Fae. Honestly, I may have left Avalon many years ago, but I haven't forgotten all of the nonsense that the Elfir get up to. Or how some of them like to mess with my kind just for fun. My eyes slide back over to the Elfir knight. But this guy... On the surface, at least, he looks serious. Probably the dependable type. The kind you'd want on your side if there were crazy people trying to attack you. Shirazel puts another drink down in front of Pax, but I barely notice. How should I approach him? I go through what I know slowly. Most Elfir knights I've seen were polite, but from what I can tell, this particular knight is seriously stiff. And Pax, as a Nereid, she shouldn't even be here by Avalon's laws. Nereid, a type of fae that resembles what is known as water nymphs and human mythos. Okay, I always say mythos, but it's mythos, same thing. Their location is hidden away from all, and they themselves are under laws that forbid them to leave their land. They worship only one water god and have water powers themselves. But we do need his help. Our lives are at stake after all. Before I can finish thinking, Pax downs her drink and slams the glass down in the bar. Political nonsense aside, we should talk to this guy and see if he's any good. Wait, Pax! She ignores me, already out of her seat and making her way towards him. I get up and rush after her as she approaches the knight. My eyes fall down to the hand she's keeping close to her weapon. Pax! I mutter her name through clenched teeth, but she doesn't stop. Does she want to be thrown in Avalonian jail? She should let me handle this. When Pax reaches the knight's table, she leans over it, the smile on her lips wide. You're a knight and we just so happen to need one. I can't help but let out a sigh. Not the best opening, but knowing Pax, it could have been worse. The knight's expression flicks from confusion to surprise, but he doesn't move otherwise. I notice Pax relaxed, but her hand doesn't leave her side. The knight is silent for a moment. The ice in his glass clings as he twirls it in his hand. He leans back in his seat, his eyes studying us both carefully, quickly. You're Sir Cillian, right? I know her approach needs work, but she's not lying. We definitely need a knight. A knight of Avalon. An Alfir warrior who serves the royalty of the four courts. They are supposed to adhere to strict moral codes, which sets them apart from most Fae. I will hear you out. What is it that you need a knight for? Pax completely removes her hand from her son, and I let out yet another sigh of relief. We both sit down at Cillian's table. I'll explain. Have you heard of the Code of Mir? They're always screaming on the street corners about the promised land or whatever. They've been especially annoying here in Yoru lately, so I'm sure you've noticed them. Cillian nods, his eyes looking curious. And I'm sure you've heard of all the attacks lately. I have. Well, this cult. They seem to have fixated on me and my friend here. I see. Is there any reason for it? I carefully consider my words for a moment. How much does he really need to know about this? I'm not the worst person in the world, but I've probably done some things that might make him say no to helping us. And Pax definitely has. Suddenly, I wonder if knights is some sort of vow to only protect pure, innocent maidens or something. That is messed up. Best not to risk it. We haven't been able to find out why they're going for us exactly. But we're looking into it. I think there's something bigger going on here. If you join us, we'll be able to tell you more eventually. But right now, they're making even looking into what's happening difficult. It's to the point I'm scared to sleep in my own home. They know where I live and they've come after me there. They wrecked the place. We managed to get out alive, but Pax got hurt and that's why we need you. Pax is well, she's no more powerful and I'm just a self. A Fae race that lives in Avalon, primarily mountainous and valley regions. They worship the wind and wind gods and goddesses and have wind powers themselves. They have nearly invisible fragile wings and an equally fragile body with hollow bones. They are very small in stature compared to most other races and have cold hues of skin tones, in part due to their blue blood. Because of these traits, they are sometimes abused by Alfir, and leaving Avalon can mean being sold into slavery or other terrible fates. Basically, be fragile. You blow me hard enough, I break. We've gotten into our fair share of scrapes, but we're no fighters. Not like a knight of the High King must be. The High King, the ruler of all of Avalon. Currently there are two. Oh, this says Dawn Files. Yes, my reports have told me that this wasn't just any Alfir knight, but one of the High King himself. I'm so pretty. I really love Aurelia. She's such a pretty person. I can't believe he'd have the time to help me, honestly, but he is just hanging around here drinking all day. Cillian's eyes remain on me even after I finish speaking. It's a dangerous job, you know. It's highly likely you'll get hurt, but I'm sure you can handle it. Cillian continues to stare at us silently for a moment. I can tell he's seriously thinking about what we said. Honestly, I'm just grateful for even that, but as crazy as this all sounds. I let Cillian have a moment to think, but as he opens his mouth to reply, oh, for something's sake. I glance up at Pax, who's now standing, but her eyes are trained somewhere past me. I follow her gaze and see cultists, of course. Hey, it's a trident. I jump out of my seat to stand beside Pax. At least our timing is good. I hardly have time to finish my sentence before I have to duck to avoid a blast of water headed our way. The patrons around us start screaming, as expected. Some run straight out of the bar as if they already know the drill. These guys are really going to fight us in a bar? And how the hell did they even find us? From across the bar, with a small group of people running, Sherazelle looks at us with wide eyes. What are you doing? Get out of here! Her eyes dart from us to the cultists briefly before she flees too. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Cillian launch himself at the nearest cultist without hesitation. There's a sudden glint of metal cutting through the dim light in the bar. Cillian moves so quickly that it almost seems like he glides forward through the air, blade drawn and ready. His eyes burn with an icy resolve. He slashes up towards one of the cultists as he moves close, his movement sharp and precise as the blade strikes true. The cultist yells out in pain, the front of his clothes turning darker in an instant. Cillian turns gracefully, the muscles in his arms tensing as he slashes at the cultist again. The blade strikes him the second time. He tries to cry out, but it only comes out as a gurgle. The cultist falls to the floor like a sack of potatoes. His partner jumps back several steps away from Cillian. This second cultist summons a large barrier of water and it flows into the shape of a wall between him and Cillian. It's clear the hunter has become the hunted. Cillian simply stays where he is, watching the man through the barrier. None of us move a muscle. Come on, your friend's already dead. You can try and fight us, but do you really want to? Pax makes a gesture with her hand. It's so slight that I nearly missed it, but I can guess what she means. I glance at Cillian just as he looks back to us, and in that moment our eyes meet. Pax carefully steps forward then, standing right in front of me and blocking me from the coach's view. Just give up, really. It's much better for your health. Though the coaches can't see me anymore, Cillian can, and I put a finger to my lips. I gestured to him, hoping to convey what the plan is. He nods very slightly and turns his attention back to the coaches. I can only hope that he got it as I go to make my move. As Pat keeps the guy focused on her, I quickly move to the side, careful to remain unseen. Cillian stands in place, blood-stained, sword at the ready, and his eyes fully trained on the other man. Using my wings, I hover just above the ground so as to not make any sound while I creep around to get behind the cultist. I reach down to my leg and pull out one of my larger daggers. Inch by inch, I slowly get closer to him, my grip on the dagger tightening as I get ready to strike. Finally, I'm within reach. Losing no time, I swing my blade towards him, but as I do, he stiffens for the briefest of moments and slides right out of the way. But he's not fast enough, and my blade nicks him on the wrist before he moves away. Cheer! He tries to get out of my reach, but I twist around, slashing for him. He dodges that too, and I can feel my annoyance quickly rising. Getting a hit on this guy is proving harder than I thought. Rail, move! I glance back when Pax calls out to me and I see her raise her hand in one fluid motion. Before the guy can realize what's going on, I jump away and he's blasted back with a jet of water. He crashes into the bar and bottles go rolling and shattering everywhere. The moment the water eases, there's a sound like thunder. Then a bolt of lightning hits him out of nowhere. What? Lightning? I glance back to Cillian and see him lowering his hand. I stare back and roar at the coaches, watching as he convulses, thrashing just enough to keep anyone away. We can only stare at him until finally his body stops twitching. Is he dead? His head rolls weakly to the side. Then, without picking it up, he looks me directly in the eyes. There's a wild and desperate glint in his own. Then, fear. I have a sudden bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. The cultist's entire body bursts into nothing but a watery, bloody mess before our eyes. I have to seize the sudden urge to vomit. Again? Ugh. After staring for a moment, Cillian sees his sword. He and Pax moves closer to me. There's not a single person left in the bar now after all that insanity. I cross my arms and turn my body away from the puddle. All I can think about is that last terrified look the cultist gave me. Again? Has this happened before? His expression remains serious as he bends down, carefully examining the puddle on the floor. Yes, unfortunately, I don't know why or what's going on. How can people even turn into water like that? It's no magic I know of, and it's a damned waste of a person. An entire person, just gone in an instant. The families can't even have a burial. I sigh and run my fingers through my hair. None of it makes sense. It's all crazy. Who would want to die like that? That's cults for you, I guess. Poor suds are likely brainwashed like hell. Yeah. Cillian stands and turns to us, still as serious as ever. I couldn't give my answer earlier, but I will agree to help you. I take a deep breath, then slowly exhale. Thank the gods. This guy's skills are impressive. We might actually have a fighting chance with him around. He frowns as he looks around the bar. There might be more cultists around. I can sense some odd presences in the area. I would recommend that I accompany you from now on, just in case they decide to attack you again. I look around at the destruction in the empty bar. Alright. Thank you, Sir Knight. I can't express my relief. Really. Oh. You do not need to worry, my lady. My lady? Okay then. Chivalry isn't lost on this man. I will protect you with my life. Feeling the heat rush to my cheeks, I push back a strand of hair and try to think of how to reply. Thank you. Finally, having some protection since the events of the past few days. It puts my mind somewhat at ease. And scoring an actual match at the High King? I didn't think it'd be that easy. But I was banking on the fact that all Knights of Avalon have some kind of moral code at least. As ironic as it is for a Fae to have any. The Fae, the denizens of the realm of Avalon. This consists of various different, yet related races such as Alfears, Sylphs, Nereids, Mermaids, and Pixies. I put my knife away and give him my contact information just in case. My, a genuine Fae. It sounds like a dream. But it must hold some water if you can flush the Aurelia. Thanks from me to you as well, Sir Knight. Cillian gives Pax a nod and she looks around at the empty bar. I know Sherry's gone, but we should leave money for some of those drinks if we want to show our faces here again, eh? Pax thankfully wanders off towards the bar, leaving Cillian and I alone. Are you sure you don't have something you need to do first? He nods in response, but he doesn't move to leave. I do, but it can wait until you are somewhere safe. He bows to me, his hand resting over his heart. Oh, right. Thank you. Again. He's so sincere, it's hard to know how to respond. What a rare person, especially in Yoru. I sigh and look around the bar. It's not totally thrash, but... Damn. I wonder what to tell Shirazelle when I see her next. My phone's vibration suddenly fills the dead, quiet air. I pull it out and look down at the screen. Huh? Okura? I had come to my acquaintance Naoki just yesterday. Wait. Naoki? That name sounds very familiar? I think I know who this is. I asked him if he had any information on a certain location that the cultists have been preaching about. I couldn't find much online, so I went to the one person I knew who devoted his life to knowledge. Pax, just having sauntered back over to us, looks more than interested. Oh? Is the handsome professor calling you? I ignore her teasing and answer the phone. curious as to what he has to say. Hello? Hello. Can we hold a meeting tonight? A meeting? Why? Did you find something? I've been researching. I have information that might be of use to you. But first, I need to know more about what you need to know. Vaguely tempting. How can I sweeten the deal? I'm completely thrown off by Naoki's sudden change in tone and don't know what to say. I'll just come over. It's fine, I'm not busy anyway. And I was the one who asked for your help after all. Good, I'll send you my address. With that, I end the call and look at my two companions. Got a hot date? I only roll my eyes in response. Feeling vibration in my hand, I glance down at my phone, reading the text I was just sent. Naoki says there are some info for us relating to all of this. So, let's go. After following the GPS directions all the way into the countryside, we arrive at a gate to a large mansion. Besides me, Pax whistles. Your boy lives here? Nice. I squint at the gate, uncertain if Naoki actually does live here. Something gray catches my eye, and I look down to see a cat walking through a small door in the gate. Cat? In an instant, I bend down and grab the cat's tail. It yowls at me and squirms, but I lightly pull it back through the gate. What are you doing to that poor cat? Checking for a tag. I ignore its squirming and grab its neck. I'm ready to examine when a hand shoots out. It removes the cat from my hold so fast, I'm not sure I was even holding it. Ah! Oh, I am glad to see you again. I knew you were going to be in this game, but I did not expect to see you so soon. Well, we are meeting Naoki, so I should have expected to see you too. I believe your name is Jin, right? Are you still wearing the same shirt I love? I'm still alive. I don't know what that says, but it must say bloodsucker. If you haven't noticed by now, he's a vampire. I look up to see an irritated yet familiar face glaring down at me. Jin? What the hell are you doing to Noodle? The gray cat now resides in Jin's arms, rarely watching me. Noodle? Was just trying to find out if it had a tag that could tell me who the owner was. Guessing that's you? And why do you need to know who the owner is? Wanted to know who lived here? And now towards the mansion in the distance. Your brother invited me over. Wasn't sure if this giant place was his. Still holding Noodle, Jun eyes all of us. He settles on Cillian before turning back to me. You could have just texted him back instead of hurting Noodle. Noodle, Jun strangely named, but beloved cat, apparently. Jun huffily turns away from me to open the gate, and I suddenly feel awkward. Sorry. Jun doesn't respond, though. He walks to a door next to the gate and places his face close to something I realize is an iris scanner. The light on the lock turns green and Jin pushes the door open. Unexpectedly high tech for now, key. Must be something Jin installed. I'm not sure if Jin means for us two, but he doesn't complain when the three of us follow him inside the gate. When we get inside the mansion, I somehow feel even smaller than I already am. I try not to gawk at its size, but Pax whistles from beside me. Cillian looks around, his eyes wide in wonder. It's almost as big as the Spring Castle's dorm room. I take the time to look around the place, noting the gothic influences that clearly suit the static professor. Jin says nothing, but Noodle leaps out of his arms and darts off somewhere. I'll take you to my brother, so don't wander around. Got it? Thanks. Without another word, we all make our way up to the stairs after Jin. The moment we enter the room Naoki is in, Jun closes the door behind us. Junichi Okura, a vampire. No duh. Naoki's twin brother who only likes to be called Jun. While he was involved in the incident with your mentee, Takumi, you don't know much about him other than that he's involved in some shady dealings. Rail's note, prickly and reclusive. And here is a reference to the previous game. Takumi is one of the previous game love interests. And I'd have to say his timeline was probably the most agonizing timeline I have ever in entire series. Like, just the whole relationship between the main protagonist and Takumi and the drama and all of it. It was just so agonizing and emotional and anxious. It was really like, it was hard for me to like just sit there and actually sit through all of this, because like it was very emotional. Like, I'd have to say that it wasn't as heartbreaking, because Sho's was the most heartbreaking one, but Takumi's was the most agonizing one to get through. He stands beside Naoki, who is sitting at his desk staring at all of us. It's good to see you too, Naoki. Still as... I don't know, I've always thought Naoki was very good looking. Naoki Okura, a vampire. An acquaintance of yours that you met when he helped you with a problem involving your friend and mentee Takumi over a year ago, and his own twin brother Junichi. You have kept in contact mainly through brief chats and emails, asking him for help with finding information from time to time. When you two first met, you stared at each other for several moments without speaking. Rails no, a bit strange and mysterious. I remember that moment. It was like the most funniest and awkwardest moment that happened in Takumi's timeline. They were just staring at each other, and I was like, is something wrong? They never explained to us why they had that weird, awkward moment. I was like, are you previous lovers? Have you met each other before? They never explained, so I don't know. Maybe they'll explain it in this game when it comes out. However, Naoki doesn't say anything for several moments until Pax breaks the silence. So, what do you two get up to with all this space? Dancing? What? Dancing? For the moment, the impossible has happened. Pax doesn't have a comeback. I never thought I would see the day. She blinks slowly at Naoki, but he doesn't say anything else. I never knew you could joke. Naoki ignores her completely. Instead, his eyes immediately flip to me and settle there. His piercing eyes seem to bore into me as the silence drags on. What? You didn't mention company. Company? I look at the two people I brought with me as if just noticing them for the first time. Oh, sorry. I didn't think it'd be a problem. Is it a problem? Naoki's eyes finally leave me as he slowly looks down at a book on his desk. No. I assume you're all involved in this if you're here anyway. That's right, and this knight here is our latest recruit, here to bravely protect us. Recruit? Naoki's slow way of speaking and moving seems to speed up for just a second as his eyes dart from Pax to me. So you're recruiting people for protection? From what? My mind blinks as I suddenly can't think of how to explain this ridiculous situation. I rub my eyes thinking, while ignoring Naoki's steady gaze. Why don't we all discuss this in the morning? The morning? But we came all the way here. Wait, hold up. You called us to meet you here, but now you're saying we're going to discuss it in the morning? I'm a little confused. Does it seem like I'm lacking for room? Are you offering us to stay the night? This situation seems like a complicated one. It'd be better for everyone if you were able to discuss it at your best. I'm also making an educated guess that you can't stay at your own home. Based on what? 1, you're recruiting protection. 2, you look exhausted and you're not the type to push yourself if it's not necessary. So I'm assuming you can't go home to rest, or you're in a situation where you simply haven't been able to. Astute observations. That's kind of you, but we could bring danger here. I'd have expected an information broker to know more about vampires' abilities. He's got you there, Rel. You might as well give up. Chances are, no cultist is gonna bother coming all the way out here anyway. I could swear I seen Naoki's eyes flash at Pax's words. The invitation is sudden, but he's right. Have to wonder if he planned this from the beginning. Despite my suspicions, I have no real way to argue, so I nod. Fine, although I still feel uncomfortable intruding upon you like this. Oh, I'm sure you'll pay me back eventually. I glance at Jin, who has been silent the whole time. He hasn't said a word, but he doesn't look happy. Naoki pushes away from his desk and stands up. I'll show you to your room. Jin, can you handle the other two? Fine. We really do appreciate the help, you know. Surface here could be friendlier, though. Pax? Just be grateful that you get to stay. His voice cuts in from the door as he glares at her. His eyes slide over to me, but he looks away and turns back to leave the room. Especially after what happened earlier. The memory of me grabbing Noodle earlier comes to mind, and I can't help but feel like crap. I realize how much that cat must mean to him, and I feel bad that I did something like that without knowing. Thankfully, no one says anything else, and the twins lead the way out of the study. This is a nice-looking place. We split off in opposite directions, and I follow Naoki down the hallway, past several doors. Naoki glances at one, nearly stopping, but then just as quickly shakes his head. Instead, he stops at the next one, pushing the door open. Okay, what was in that room? What was up with that room? Okay, whatever. A dismal scene greets me. Moonlight pours into a small room with stone walls, gently illuminating the desk and chair near the window. This place is a little old? Yes? I don't know what I was expecting. You don't like it? Hearing Naoki's normally quiet voice grow even quieter, I glance at him. Well, it's just a lot more different than what I'm used to. I quickly change the subject and gesture to the chair. You use this room? Yes, it's one of my favorite rooms in the house. Sometimes I just need a change of scenery when reading or writing. When writing or reading. His favorite room? I look around for some kind of light switch, but see none. Naoki snaps his fingers, and suddenly the candles blaze to life. Oh. A spell I bought in Showa. The Showa district. The magical district of Japan. It is unknown and unseen by enormous humans and hidden away. It is one of the largest in the world. I find that candlelight preserves the aesthetic. The aesthetic? Well, there certainly is ambience here. Walking around the room, I examine it a little more. It looks cozier now that the candles are lit, and there's even a shelf of books I've never seen before. The books look rare, like none I've ever seen. I haven't even heard of some of the topics. Some of them are even in strange languages I didn't know existed. I don't know. It's growing on me. Leaning in the doorway, Naoki crosses his arms. Is it? It's austere, but it does have a certain charm. I'm glad you agree. Very Renaissance. Drawn to the bookcase, I'm already running my fingers along the titles when he says this. I glance up at him, curious as to why he's being so kind, or if that's really what this is all about. I am really grateful for the room, of course, but I wonder, what's your motivation? Sure, we chat sometimes, but I don't know if that's enough to risk your health, to risk your safety at the drop of a hat. At this, Naoki stands up straight and walks fully into the room, closing the door behind him. Oh, it's like that, huh? I'm a little intimidated as I stare up at his tall figure, but fully ready to stab him if he tries anything. You're ever the curious one, aren't you? Naoki looks somehow amused as he stares down at me. It's as if he knows what I'm thinking. It's something that we both share. Are you suggesting that that's what's motivating you again this time? Curiosity? More or less. More or less. Jumping into a mess for the sake of satisfying curiosity once again. Even my curiosity has its limits. You know what they say, curiosity killed the cat. You don't believe me? I wouldn't say that. I just think there's more to the picture. I think there's more to it with you as well. I know that you're tired, but I'm eager to know more about the situation. I've done research on what you asked me about, but it's very broad. Without knowing specifically what you need to know, I can't help you as well. I look away for a moment, thinking. What he says makes sense. I have to give a little too if I want to partake of his knowledge. I'm sure you've seen those new cultists in town. They talk about the promised land. They say it's Atlantis. As in the second city? What? Ah, the sheep. I thought it might have to do with that. Why would they be causing trouble for you, though? Wait, sheep? Yes, don't you think the term fits cults? And most people, unable to think for themselves, only able to be herded and follow where others lead. I guess you're right. I never really thought about them before. I just try to mind my own business. Yet somehow you're being targeted by these cultists. Why? Yeah, well, it's kind of a long story. I've got time. Well, you are immortal. I can't help but smile at his eagerness. I use my wings and flutter lightly over to the bed to sit. Naoki takes the chair in front of me. It all started a few days ago, the day before I first came to you for help. Flashback time! I've missed Aurella's apartment. Out of all the apartments from the previous games, I have to say that hers I like the most. It's so chic. It's a quiet morning. Relaxing music drifts through my living room as I sip my water. I feel serene, awake, contented. I'm sitting at my dining table with my tablet, catching up on reading through the latest information I gathered. The day seems peaceful. Imagine that. My life being peaceful for once. Yeah, well, for the past few years it hasn't been that peaceful, especially last year's events. A sudden feeling of worry comes over me. I slowly turn to look over my shoulder to the rest of the apartment. With narrowed eyes, I look around. Memories of a certain unpleasant time in the past dance through my head. I remember this woman. I hated her. Isn't she a demon? I think she's a demon. I forgot what her name was. Some Spanish name. I can't remember it. Memories of a demon and tons of vampires flooding into my apartment played through my mind. Demon. A type of demigod. Similar to dragons, demons are descendants of a specific fallen god who had been infected with chaos and have limited and sported chaos-related abilities. They also embody supernatural strength, along with the bloody and intense battle and all the emotions that came with it. Ugh, that was a bad time. Like I already said, Takumi's storyline was an agonizing one, and that woman just made it even more agonizing. I hated that woman, but I shouldn't be so paranoid. What are the odds that something weird like that would happen twice? A loud thud following a door knock sounds behind me. I half turn, half jump from the sound toward the door, where I see it lying on the ground. Wait, my door is lying on the ground? You've got to be kidding me. Ah! It's you! Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting to see him so early. I mean, I knew he was in this game, but I wasn't expecting to see him at all in Chapter 1. Well, instead of any demons or vampires, though, this time a slender man with bright aqua-colored hair stands there. He looks surprised at the fallen door for a second before he looks at me. You should get your door fixed. It was fixed. Guess I don't know my own strength then. I glare at him silently. Who the hell are you? Give me one good reason not to throw you out. Do you usually just stroll into people's places uninvited? If the doors are apparently broken, I need to be in there. Yes. I take a deep breath. You have 10 seconds to tell me why you're here before I remove you. I'm here for PAX, of course. He crossed his arms, looking entirely too pleased with himself. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. I haven't even seen PAX in probably a year. Well, she doesn't live here. Well, this is the address she gave me to visit her, so... Why the hell did she give this guy my address? I narrow my eyes at him, looking him up and down, while the man looks around my apartment expectantly. I feel some vague sense of familiarity somewhere in the back of my mind, but it takes me a minute to put his face to a name. Ah, that's right. Katsunosuke Kaseme, former leader of the Rue clan. Katsunosuke Kaseme, a half-dragon. Former leader of the Rue clan, his family, the Kasemes, own numerous resorts around Japan and the Pacific Islands. He lost his right to lead after being challenged by his cousin, Tata Yukimura, and has been apparently wandering ever since. Real snow, flamboyant and annoying playboy. And here is another reference to the previous game. Tatsuya Yukimura is another love interest for the main character there, and I have to say, his story arc was probably the most chillest one. When I was playing Tatsuya's route, I was very calm. It was very chill. Sure, there were moments of, like they said, battles and challenges, but it wasn't all that. It wasn't as agonizing and drama-filled as Takumi's, and it was really nice. There were like 2 people out of the 5 romances that were very chill. Tatsuya's and Senji's. Everybody else was heartbreaking, drama. I can't deal with it. The things I've read about him, the rumors I've heard, and just his general attitude. What does some bougie playboy like him have to do with PAX? Did she just say bougie? What the heck? I love this girl. Then it hits me. No, in PAX, it's a booty call? You came to my house for a booty call? What? A booty? What? What the world? It's not even my booty. The playboy turns to examine me instead. I mean, I can consider yours if she's not available. Okay, stop. Is this really a booty call? Is it? Why would she give him my address for a booty call? Come on. That's not what I mean. Just get out. Pax isn't even here. Oh, that's okay. I've got lots of free time. I'll wait. Be serious? Katsu actually walks over to my couch and sits down. Sorry about that. Somebody was knocking on the door. Anyway. He crosses legs, pulls out a phone, and begins swiping away. I'm too dumbfounded to even respond at first, but then annoyance rises within me. I don't even know where she is, so... What was that? The sound of shattering glass and a loud thud as something hits the ground cuts off my words. A crumpled body in a blue coat lies there on the floor. Purple hair catches my eye immediately. Pax! Pax! Only a faint groan answers me. I rush over to my oldest friend's side, shoving aside the questions of why and how she just came crashing through my window. I nearly trip over my own feet in my hurry to get to her before I remember to use my wings to hover. I ignore the water dragon boy striding over to me and reach her before he does. Pax moves, doubled over on her knees and gasping for air. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time I've seen blood streaming down my friend's face. But it's a rare enough event that I know how serious this is. Are you alright? Pax clutches at her side and responds. I try to move her hand to check her injuries, but she grabs mine with one gloved hand instead. Atlantis? The ruins? What? Did you say Atlantis? Pax manages to give a nod, then gasps from pain. I take a deep breath to steady myself and shove her hands out of the way, searching for wounds to heal. But even while I do that, my mind is desperately trying to grasp what's happening, what she could possibly mean. Atlantis? The word alone causes a heavy feeling to settle over me. It feels difficult to even breathe. An adventure of ours gone wrong. One of our gravest mistakes. Is it possible that the past has followed us even here? I feel a weight drop to my stomach at the thought, at the reminder of the one thing I wanted to forget for good. I look up at Pax as I heal her wounds. I know there's no point in asking if she's joking. She wouldn't, not about this. A few years back, what we did in Atlantis, we hoped that it would stay in the past. But the past always has a nasty habit of coming back to bite us in the behind. It was foolish to think that something like that wouldn't. I sigh and try to keep my hands steady as I heal Pax, but there's a slight tremble to my fingers that refuses to go away. It's fine. Everything will be fine. I'll heal Pax and we'll talk and everything will be fine. I tell myself that, but I feel like I'm lying. After a few minutes, I finish healing Pax and pull away. Though the strange heaviness doesn't leave me entirely, I feel lighter at not having my best friend bleeding all over my floor. Pax, how did you... Will you people please stop breaking my apartment? The sound of more breaking glass cuts through my words. A man stands there, having somehow leapt through the glass after Pax. He stares at us with crazed eyes. I hardly have time to blink before a blast of water is hurled at us from the unknown enemy. On instant, I move my head upwards, creating a barrier of air. But the water redirects itself away from us and out the window. I look over and see that the Playboy has transformed into its true form. I guess you aren't entirely useless. Really, in fact, am I entirely useless. Pax hops to her feet, hands held in front of her. Her eyes are sharp as she stands, ready to counter any attack. Suddenly moving into stand in front of her, I stare down the hooded intruder. No idea how you got up here, but I'll give you 10 seconds to get out. The intruder is eerily silent. He stares at us with lifeless eyes. That outfit, Could this guy be one of those coaches I've seen around town? Even so, why is he here? Even ignoring the breaking in part, the guy gives me an undeniably eerie chill. The air is thick with tension. Silence entirely dominates the scene as we stand there, tense and frozen, eyeing each other for any movement. Do you know how to talk, Bull? I do, but I only need her. The guy stares steadily at Pax. What a coincidence, that's who I need too. Both of your approaches could use some work. Seriously. I didn't expect the water dragon, but maybe you'd be of use to our god. God? In a split second, several things happen all at once. The intruder pushes his hands out, creating a wave of water and sending it right at me. Pax jumps in front of me. Holding her hands out, she makes a sweeping motion to redirect the water to the side and back to the attacker. He holds his hands up and a faint silvery blue light surrounds him, stopping the water from reaching him. All his focus now turns to Pax, who doesn't let up, throwing attack after attack after attack. Pax looks on, at first stunned, then moves his arms in a circus motion and sends a huge churn of water at the man. Despite the combined relentless assault, his barrier holds in place. But that doesn't stop Pax, not for a moment. Pax glanced at me for the briefest of moments and I nod, slipping away from out of sight. Quietly, I use my wings to hover above the ground and reach in to the side. He spots me, but it's already too late. I fly forward and meet him in the jaw, sending him stumbling backwards. While he stumbles, I move it again, faster, harder this time. I twist my body in the air, drawing more power from it. I surround myself with invisible air currents and kick him from the side, sending him flying into the wall with a crash. Before the dust can settle, the man is up on his feet again. He charges at me, but I easily fly out of the way. Instead, he runs face first to Pax's fist. He groans and collapses to the floor with a bloody nose. Pax slams her foot onto his chest, holding him down in place. She glanced down at him with a silent but deadly warning in her eyes. Pax slowly walks up to the scene, looking distinctly disappointed. Damn, I hardly got to show off. I land next to Pax and crouch in front of the guy. Who sent you? The hooded man ignores me and looks only at Pax. We will find you again. My family knows who you are. We've seen you. You will give our God what he wants. And then, he will give us Atlantis. I click my tongue in annoyance. What the hell are you talking about? You're from that cult, aren't you? What does my friend have to do with anything? The man looks as if he's about to talk, but suddenly his eyes go blank. Then, in a strained, loud, and unnatural voice, he begins to speak. Or is it mine? Let me say mime. Mime hom tai indo metul anami lala emma manan sarda tai fight emmi indome no oen. I narrow my eyes, trying to understand what the man is saying, but I only managed to catch one word. Fight. I don't understand what... The man opens his mouth with the same blank eyes, as if he was screaming, but no sound comes out. Then his entire body erupts into a puddle of red water beneath Pax's feet, beneath Pax's boot, clothes and all. It happened so instantaneously, I can hardly comprehend what I just saw. What the hell? Well, it's not every day I get a man under my boot. She slightly shakes off her foot before looking at the puddle, morbid amusement on her face. How about a dragon instead? You sure recover quick. Ah, good old shameless Katsu. It's been a while. Unfortunately, I'm a little distracted at the moment. Seriously, you two. A man just disintegrated into water. Don't you even wonder how? How the hell are you two so calm? Katsu shrugs. Priorities. Pax rubs the blood on her face off on her sleeve. What can I say? Jokes help me cope with insanity. Same. Pax waves a hand and the water covering my apartment is gone, leaving the place nice and dry again. I walk over to the table and pick up my now dry tablet, not sure how to feel about this whole situation. What exactly just happened? I can't think of how to possibly phrase this weirdness, so I gesture towards where the guy turned himself into a puddle. I'm interested to hear too. I looked at Pax expectantly, feeling a familiar cold sensation wash over me. I almost want it to be a dream. Pax sighs tiredly and plops down onto one of the seats. Alright. Sit back and let me tell you the tale of how everything suddenly went to the left. Suddenly went left. I was trying to sell off one of the things we grabbed back in Atlantis when I realized that I was being followed. Atlantis, a location that was supposedly lost beneath the waves to time thousands of years ago. However, you and Pax managed to accidentally find it a few years back. But you told no one. I thought it might be someone looking to cash in on a bounty. Seemed like the likeliness of scenarios back then. I led them on a long walk before trying to confront them, where I had an advantage, but... Where did you get that dagger? Who gave it to you? What do you know about Atlantis? What? The barrage of questions was surprising enough on its own. But the fact that he mentioned Atlantis of all things... What are you talking about? I never told anyone where I got the dagger, nor did anyone know of our little adventure in Atlantis. They weren't supposed to, anyway. No one was ever supposed to know. Not anyone. And yet, I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't lie to me. What do you know about Atlantis? Naturally, I didn't tell him anything. I don't think he took it very well. He lunged for me, trying to grab for my collar, but I stepped out of the way. He spun around trying to grab for me again. I swatted him off and danced out of his reach. Alright, that's enough. You just can't get the point, can you? I don't know anything about whatever it is you want from me. You're not going to get anything out of me. So how about we both go our separate ways before I'm forced to slit your throat? I tried to be nice, to offer him some sort of out. But his only response was to go for me again. I got a few blows in while dodging him. I thought I had the upper hand, but as it turned out, he had some friends. They came out of nowhere with more slithering around in the shadows. Well... Chicken. Things got bad real quick. They surrounded me and though I thought I could handle it, well, you saw the state I was in. I used my emergency portal stone to get away, but apparently, portal stone, a magical stone that can teleport you anywhere you've been under certain conditions. Pax trails off, shrugging and looking over at the window. So one of them must have managed to grab onto you before you teleported. Not a wonder that the teleport messed you up and you came through the window then. I sighed. This is going to be a huge annoying problem. I can feel it. Yeah, that guy said he'd be back for me as well. I don't like it. Why would they even be after you so hard anyway? How'd they recognize the dagger if no one else has been to Atlantis? None of this makes sense. None of those guys. They definitely have to be from that weird quote that's popped up everywhere lately. Ah, yes, that. I've tried to ignore them. Same for me. I don't even understand why there'd be enough interest in Atlantis nowadays to spring up a cult. I rubbed my temples. There's no way around it, I guess. We gotta find out more about this cult. We all fall silent for a moment thinking, before Katsu ruins it. So, Atlantis, a lost empire, and an adventure involving cults who worship it, huh? The myths of Atlantis from some of my favorite bedtime stories is a little dragon. And here you two are saying that it's real. Wait, why is Katsu here anyway? Booty call for you, apparently. I tried to tell him that my house was not the place to pick up missed calls, but then you came crashing in. My eyes slid toward Pax to see her entrenched in a fit of giggles. Of course. Why else would a man like him be in your living room? Hey! Come on, Rel. How long has it been anyway? She slaps her knee and gestures vaguely at the door. And what happened to that? She needs to get that fixed. I paid for it and it was working fine before you came in. You have to admit, he's not wrong. You do need to get that fixed. It was fixed. Apparently not well. She stops and looks at us in what appears to be genuine concern. You said you paid for that? You don't actually expect me to pay for that shoddy workmanship, do you? Actually, I do. Consider an opportunity to upgrade to something more secure. I'm so annoyed that I can't even begin to think up a response. You know, my fabulous mental library of knowledge about Atlantis may be of help here, if you're going to look into this strange business. I seriously doubt you could tell me anything I couldn't look up myself. Au contraire, mon ami. I'm certain that I can. The situation sounds interesting, so let me tag along. Are you serious? You've already seen my skills in testing doors and assisting in fights. Now you'll be able to partake of the benefit of my presence. Don't you have anything better to do? Actually, I don't. I've been flowing where the great ocean of life takes me, and this Atlantis thing sounds like the perfect watery adventure. I can't miss out. I have to shove down my nausea at his words. Ugh, could you be any more cheesy? At least prove you have some useful information before asking something like that. Oh, so you do wish to partake of Katsu's fabulous water knowledge, dude. Just tell me what you know before I literally kick you out. Well, water dragons know many things of Atlantis most people don't. For example, we know that it is a sacred location where the great sea god rests. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a look of surprise flash across Pax's face, and she whispers but one word. Mur. Katsu nods, pleased with himself. The cultists mention a god, right? I'm certain that whatever is going on, Mur is the one involved. Taking a breath to pause my story, I see that Naoki is staring at me more intently than ever. Atlantis, Mur, and cults. The cult of Mur. A cult that has sprung up within the last year that chants the name of a god named Mur. They worship Atlantis, claiming it is a glorious promised land that will be restored if others join the cult. They can be identified by blue hoodies with tridents on them. And you're saying you've actually been to Atlantis? Yes, by accident. I see. Fascinating. I'd love to ask you more, but I think that's enough for tonight. Wait, there is one more important thing. Something you should know if you're going to get involved. Yes? The SSU is involved. It's complicated. SSU, Secret Supernatural Unit, as the name suggests, is a secret part of local police that employs supernatural detectives. They'll only take the most elite detectives to handle the most difficult cases. Humans are rare, but may join if they have significant capability to protect themselves and knowledge of the supernatural world. I think I remember them from Takemi's route. I think Takemi was a part of it. If not, maybe his brother was. I don't remember. I see. I sigh heavily. It'll make sense that she got the SSU involved, because I think Takemi's brother is indeed a member of it, and she's close with Takemi and Takemi's brother Yatsu. I sigh heavily and rub my eyes. The stress of having to fear constant attacks have worn on me more than I thought. Naoki doesn't miss it, however. Thank you for sharing some of your story with me, but you need to sleep. Tomorrow I'll share what I found and we can talk about the next steps. Arranging a meeting with anyone who's involved in this so far may be prudent as well. That sounds good. Naoki walks to the door, then stops, looking back at me. I know things must be harder than I can imagine right now, but you are safe here, so I hope for at least a little while you can rest. Good night. Naoki snaps his fingers again and the lights blow out. Without waiting for a response, he closes the door behind him. Now that I'm alone, I don't have to be so guarded anymore. The tension I had been holding in my body releases like an uncoiled rope. Before I completely collapse, I manage to turn and fall face first into the pillow behind me. I shut my eyes and drift off to sleep before a single thought can take hold. And that was the end of the demo for Mystic Destinies Echoes. So, I like it a lot. I especially like the references to the previous game. I mean, I know there was going to be references in the previous game, but this is interesting. Another interesting thing that some of you may not know, the love interest for this, you know, Cod Cicely and Naoki and Jun, and the fifth one, who we haven't met yet, but I know them. They were all enemies in the last game, which I thought was so cool. Like, you can kind of see what happened to the enemies after they lost to the main character, basically. You kind of see what happens to them. Not all of the enemies are in here, because the enemy for Hikaru's route isn't here, but that's probably because the enemy was a girl, but whatever. But most of the enemies from Shinji's route, Takumi, Tatsuya's, and Sho's are in here, and they are love interests. I don't know why, but whatever. I'm okay with that. Anyway, there's a little note here. Note from Ajani and Jack. Although we know this demo was a long time coming, and the teams of people involved in the project changed many times, we hope that by releasing this, you will see the kind of individual of the new parent team. This will be the first ADS work produced by this duo, and we're having a lot of fun on the project. We hope you can take a little longer to spring and that you enjoy the game. Then you suggest checking out the first game while you wait. And let's see. They said they have new characters. I am Dream Studio staff, so Ajime. I remember her being the last one. I don't know about this Jacqueline Rivera. I think she's new. Shia and Yugen. I remember her from the last game. She was the lead artist, and I remember Igor Drillet as well. I think Igor Drillet had been one of the leading writers. Oh, but these two are former? What? So who's doing the new art for the story now? If Chess is gone, who's gonna do the new art? Because I see Sherazelle, and she's new, and obviously they're gonna put more new characters in. So who's gonna be doing the art now that she's gone? Anyway, we'll have to see that afterwards. But anyway, yeah. So these guys, they were all enemies in this game. We didn't see this guy, but he was an enemy. I'm not gonna spoil who he was, because when I do start Mystic Destinies, Shell's route is going to be the first person I do. They do actually have a set pattern they want people to play Mystic Destinies, Serendipity of Aeons. I didn't do that. I didn't do that set pattern when I first played the game, so you can imagine I was very confused, but I will be doing it when I post it. So hopefully I'm going to be working on that when Cardinal Cross is done. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the game. It's a really interesting game, and so is Mystic Destinies. And I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you for checking out my channel. I'll see you later.